Here's a Yorkshire Childhood, Chapter 23. The house wasn't hard to find, and he confidently knocked on the door. An unshaven man in a string vest opened it. Josh hurriedly explained the reason for his visit, and he was let in. Although he knew there was a risk visiting strangers' homes, he was relieved to see an attractive blonde woman reclining on the sofa with a drink in her hand. This was reassuring. Once inside, Josh felt nervous and he spoke quickly. Unfortunately, the book group had been cancelled that week, and the male of the house asked Josh if he wanted a drink. Yes, he replied, as he was so thirsty. He sat in a comfy armchair and looked around. To his dismay, he noticed that there was a shotgun leaning against the wall. The man, whose name was Keith, brought him a drink, and as soon as Josh sipped it, he knew it wasn't water. It was strong and tasted like whiskey. Josh was so nervous that he kept sipping to calm his nerves. It was hard to keep his eyes off the gun, and they noticed. "Don't worry," they said, "we're on the run." That didn't help. From what, Josh said, feeling braver with the drink inside him. They then explained that they had both been married to other people, and they had met and fell in love and ran away together. Unfortunately, the woman's angry husband wouldn't accept this, and he was still searching for them, waiting to exact his revenge. "He's a very violent man," they said, "and they need to be prepared, hence the gun." To illustrate this, Keith picked up the gun and started cleaning it, and opened and closed the barrel with scary enthusiasm. Josh gulped down more whiskey, and he tried not to talk too much as his voice was quivering. The room was beginning to go fuzzy, and he was careful not to say anything to upset them. He really hoped the gun wasn't loaded. It probably was. Keith picked up the gun and drunkenly pointed it around the room and pretended to pull the trigger, and with every verbal boom, his lady friend cackled and nearly fell off the sofa. Maybe they are on the run, Josh thought. He wasn't going to stay any longer to find out. He was feeling sleepy with the alcohol and knew it was now or never. "I'll have to go now," he said, standing up unsteadily and walking to the door. Thankfully, they didn't protest as they were too drunk to do so. He walked to the door and grabbed the handle. "Come again if you're passing," they shouted at him. He knew he wouldn't. He was relieved to be outside, and the warm summer wind brought him back to earth. He couldn't wait to get home safe and sound. It had been an eventful day, and he was so tired with all of the drama and the alcohol that he decided to wait at the nearest bus stop for the bus home. It was hard not to fall asleep, and he sank into the nearest comfy seat of the bus as it trundled through the countryside.